Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave, not Lindsay, you bunch of creeps.
And tonight we're going to be reviewing
Just me. Put up with it.
a blended malt from Compass Box.
Do I not entertain you?
Coming up. All right, so we're back. And tonight, as I said, we're going to be doing a Compass Box expression, and we're going to be doing Compass Box Peat Monster, which is kind of a very iconic bottling in the whiskey community. Pretty much most people have heard of Compass Box Peat Monster. And as you would guess, it has peat in it, which you found out earlier on. I don't think it has as much peat as you think it is. Like, do you think it's like hardcore peated?
No. It's just the first thing. As soon as I put my nose in it, I was like, oh, this is a not heavy, even heavily, just a peated whiskey. Keith didn't tell me what the name of it was. He just told me Compass Box blended, and I wrote a name down that it should be called Sweet Peat.
Sweet peat. I mean that's exactly right.
Sweet peat.
It's really sweet.
Yeah,
it's
got so
peat
sweet.
too.
Yeah. But anyways, and it's probably from the bourbon notes that I'm getting. It's gonna sound weird. I just went bowling. It reminds me of, as a kid, the bowling alley, like the smell of a bowling alley.
This does?
Yeah. But, hey, we should pour ourselves a little.
So before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what is in this, how they made it. So Compass Box, John Glaser and his buddies, his team, created this with, I think it's 40% Lafroig that was in refill hogshead, 20% Lecheg, also in refill hogshead, and then 13% was in Kalila, refill hogshead, and then last but not least, there was 26% of it is from Ardmore, again, refill hogshead. And last but not least,
Ardmore, no more.
there is 1% of this is called a Highland blend, and if you do your sleuthing, or actually just for them, you go on their website, and I believe it's a blend of Clynelish, which often features prominently in a lot of their blends, and I love Clynelish. Clynelish, Tiananich, however you pronounce that, and then Dalyuan. And that specifically, instead of being refill hogshead, it is in French oak Burgundy toast, is what it even says on their website. So I don't really understand. Hold on a second.
Look at all those legs.
Yeah. I don't really know exactly what that means. French oak Burgundy toast? It doesn't say Burgundy cask. It says Burgundy toast. Yeah. So I imagine it's just French oak cask that held Burgundy, and then they do a specific toasting / charring level of it. So I don't know, but they actually put French oak Burgundy toast actually on their website.
How long is this aged for?
It's a non-age statement.
Non-age statement.
So thank you for saying that. It's a non-age statement. It is non-chill filtered, no color added, and 46% ABV. So this was graciously given to us by George Kaplan and his beautiful wife Amy, who are truly just them, them, Chris. I mean, we have a couple, Santa Cruzin, George, a couple new ones, Sean, Whiskey Jason, Scotch's Dummies, Aquavite, my cousin Mead Mule. Those are all of our main benefactors. So actually, we don't normally do this, and it's not something we really want to do, but we do have a Patreon. If you check on our website on YouTube, there's a link and you can click on it. Whiskey ain't cheap.
Even more so than that, it would give a little bit more grease on the wheels as far as allowing us to take time away from our busy lives to do it. So anyways.
To buy the whiskey, buy new camera equipment, to, who knows, maybe even plan some trips down to the bourbon
I've been
trail.
spending too much money on all of this.
You do spend gas money to drive here and quality time away from your family that you invest, which I appreciate, bud.
Someday I'll make it up.
So without further ado,
let's
get into some whiskey.
Okay, so Sweet Peat from the bourbon. eating strawberry shortcake in a bowling alley full of smokers.
Nice.
That's my idea. Sulfur to me, a little sulfur, I would say. Reminds me of my one of my good friends' water, drinking his water as a kid, well water, and then I can definitely smell some sea air, a little salt on the air as I'm sticking my nose in it. Very sweet though, very sweet peat is how I would call it.
You can definitely tell that there's some whiskeys from Islay in the mix for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I get immediately kind of like floral notes. The best I could guess, kind of like daisies.
Ooh.
Haven't been out smelling the flowers lately. I'm losing my nose.
Keith does the landscaping around the house, and it looks great.
Not right now. It doesn't.
Well,
I did it like the first, and then all of a sudden everything's grown back with it. It's crazy
you
when
gotta
it
stay
rains.
on it, man. You know what you need to do is you need to napalm all of it.
I'm gonna rock it. It's happening.
No.
Forget.
No, don't rock it. Just napalm, nuke it, and then put the mesh down.
You mean when you say napalm?
Just erase.
Is there some like minor like scale of napalm that you can get a hold of?
Yeah.
Citizen grade napalm.
Yeah, just propane, man. Just propane in a burner. No, I'm saying till it up, put that mesh down so it kills everything. You just cut little X's wherever you put the plants. You never worry about a weed forever and ever.
Well,
maybe occasionally, dude. Yeah, it'd be worth it.
Maybe you can earn your keep, Dave. You can come over and help me do that.
Show you how to do it. No, but we could till it all up, man.
Sounds good.
Lindsay would be like, "Malt man cave."
I think when Dave comes over to help me, because I'm not the biggest handyman, she's like, that's what a man should be like, Keith. Actually knows how to work a hammer.
No, he's cute. You're handy.
All right, so
May not be handsome, but you're handy. Do you remember the Red something show? It was the Canadian show.
No, I don't. So okay. I get mild smoke kind of poking out through this initial rush of salted vanilla cream pastries. Get that saltiness, that creaminess, vanilla cream from like the really good bourbon casks that I feel like were used. Vanilla cream pastries, salted vanilla cream pastries. White chocolate, sour pears. Yeah, I just really feel like there's really good quality bourbon casks we're using this for sure. Maybe even, well, it can't be wet casks because they said these were refill casks. You know, sometimes when you get first fill cask and then they like actually like there's some bourbon still like dripping off and you get all that goodness. So I guess that it's just a refill. That's not possible. I get meat grease, almost like bacon or sausage meat grease. Applesauce with cinnamon, ginger. The most bizarre note, I get spinach leaves. I don't know where I came up with that, but even now that I'm smelling it, I smell it again. Pears, like in like a tin can, like the sugary syrup pears, and lasting a little bit of icing sugar.
Good sense for you.
What are you getting about?
My first comment was putting some vinegar on some French fries, or if you're over in Europe, put vinegar and chips.
There is a little vinegar note that I didn't get when I was doing my notes.
Yeah.
Now that you say it.
Reminds me of, and then that saltiness again would be there for me. Orange cream, I wrote. Kind of like an orange creamsicle, but not quite. Couldn't quite settle on it. In college, we would go out to my parents' house at the end of the year, and everybody would bring their unit couches, and they would surround the bonfire, or we would surround a bonfire with it out in a field, and I would bring out a generator and play music, or actually extension cords all the way out there, and we'd play music, and none of us were really partiers or anything, so there wasn't really any drugs or alcohol, but man, it was a really good time. The next morning, man, this just hits me as it brought that memory back, and I may have already talked about that because it just elicits anytime.
All those memories.
Yeah, all those memories. So definitely the way that your clothes smell after a bonfire or campfire.
Yeah, one of the notes I put was bonfire smoke for sure.
Yeah,
More like in the middle of the palate, so like almost leaning towards the finish. It really pops out.
yeah.
The bonfire smoke.
And then lastly for me, it definitely red hots, both in taste and the burn of it, mimicked red hots for me.
Yep. So, as I said, kind of that bonfire smoke, vanilla bean ice cream that I'm attributing to a lot of that bourbon influence, apple juice, burnt oak. Just tons of cinnamon, and again, bonfire ash again as I'm drinking it. Icing sugar, sugar cookies, kind of a really good malty barley sugar note. And then it ends kind of with this like kind of sour Chardonnay wine, white Chardonnay wine. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
For me, so how peaty do you feel like this is? Because I thought it was called Peat Monster.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as peaty. I mean, it's really peated. It's a very peated whiskey. But for being called Peat Monster, it undersold it. I mean, it oversold it for me. How peated it was.
Yeah, the name definitely throws you off because, like I said, I would have called it Sweet Peat.
You know, I think there's another whiskey out there called Sweet Reek or something. I think. Don't quote me, guys. I think it's called Sweet Reek.
Well,
And
Sweet Peat.
I think it's the same type of thing. It's like
Compass Box, give me a call. I've got more of those inside here.
We should like make shirts with Pete Rose, Sweet Pete, and then like him holding like a bottle.
A bottle of Peat Monster.
One of the limited edition Malted Man Cave shirts.
Dude, all-time hits leader. Red Hots on the exit for me. Liquid smoke reminds me of that. Just maybe taking a dropper of liquid smoke and putting it right on your tongue.
I like liquid smoke, but have you ever put too much liquid smoke on something? It just, it's so bad if you put too much of it on there. It makes you want to get sick.
Just a little.
Just a dab.
Just a touch.
Just a dab.
Just a touch.
Yeah, I put way too much the first time I tried to do something.
And it stays for me. It lingers for me. It's definitely a lingerer. How about for you?
So for me, it's a medium to long finish. Again, I get like almost like sweet hay, bonfire smoke, kind of a little bit slight, like very, very mild cinnamon, red hots, kind of that vanilla cream, vanilla ice cream pastry note again. And then it kind of just fades again into like burnt twigs and Chardonnay, sour Chardonnay. Really good stuff. Malted Man Cave Mark for the Compass Box Peat Monster.
Peat Monster. Where does this retail at?
This isn't a terribly expensive. I think you can get this for anywhere around $55 to $65 in most US stores.
Pretty common.
It's not really common to see it. Actually, I just saw it in our area. Excuse me, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I've only seen one other Compass Box in the Miami Valley, so it's not super common. I think in other places it's more common.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
So about $55 to $65. It's one of their main things that they put out on a regular basis.
Yeah. It's definitely well crafted. It has a great flavor profile. I know a lot of the things that I said, sulfuric and things like that, but I like weird smells. So I like gas and kerosene. And
You're a weird cat.
I'm a
Weird bird.
Weird bird. That was my quote in the newspaper.
Yeah?
For tennis.
bring back the old glory days.
Old glory.
I wish I would have played with you guys. I don't know why I didn't do
You
that.
should have, man. It would have been easy.
Hang out with you guys, burn calories. I don't know why I didn't do that. I mean, was it part of it? Did it go into the summer and I was going up to camp? Is that part of
No.
it? It was over by then?
Mm-hmm.
Just being antisocial.
Probably. Now you were dating all your ladies.
Only you, Lindsay. I think she's watching now. And now that she's like, has a taste of like, oh, they love me. I love being this. She's like, she has never watched a video until now.
But some of the comments. I'm just kidding, guys. It's all in good fun.
Malted Man Cave Mark.
Hal is not coming on this ever again.
Malted Man Cave Mark. What are you going to give it?
I am going to say that it is a very healthy 84.
84?
Yeah.
I like this a little bit better than you. I think I'm going to give this an 87 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, standard, middle of the road, good peated bourbon whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon matured whiskey. So, question of the night.
Oh, man, have we even discussed this?
Oh, yeah, I know.
You got it, all right.
All right. If you had the choice, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
If you had the choice between having your ears chopped off
Ooh.
or your nose chopped off,
What would I choose?
yeah, you had to live like that for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So I'm an
Let's
ear guy.
Let's take this a step farther. I'm going to add to this. And as a result of that, somehow you lost your hearing or you lost your sense of smell.
Ooh.
And that would also affect your sense of taste, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
smell is
Your olfactory.
a huge part of the tasting experience.
Yeah. You know what? I work with people with hearing loss every day. And it is one of the most isolating of senses that you could lose. I would definitely not wish anybody with hearing loss. So I would chop off my nose.
I'm just trying to imagine this this divot.
I would wear those glasses with the mark
and the mustache. Touche. So I agree. I think that losing your hearing would be worse than losing. But if I hadn't added that extra step, I think I would have gone with losing my ears.
Yeah.
As long as I still kept my hearing, because I feel like you can look a little bit more normal, like without your ears than without your nose.
Yeah.
But I think since I stepped up that game, I think I'm going with you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let us know in the comments. Would you rather have your hearing gone and your ears chopped off to where you have to live that the rest of your life, or would you rather have your nose chopped off and your loss of your sense of smell?
How about your mouth sewn shut or your eyes sewn shut?
Oh, this is getting morbid here at the On that note, let us know. It's not Halloween, is it? This is the middle of summer.
Not yet. Not yet.
Like, subscribe. Again, as we said earlier, if you guys want to support us on Patreon, it helps.
If you want me to start wearing more revealing clothing, I don't have a lot
Dave's
of chest
jealous
hair.
that Lindsay got so much attention.
I don't have a
on
lot
that
of
video,
chest hair,
and
but
that everyone thinks that she's
I will
better
wear
looking
something
than-
a little more
You gotta
push-up.
give the men what they want, bro.
I gotta get a push-up bra and squeeze them together.
Oh gosh, we better end this video.
Yeah, probably.
All right, guys, like, subscribe. Please subscribe to us on Patreon as well if you want to support the channel. So without further ado, let's launch it.